Germany. Yeah, vitamin D from supplements can cause soft tissue calcification. Let's go deeper into soft tissue calcification. I already talked about the dangers of vitamin D supplementation. And yes, vitamin D is super important, but no one talks about the downsides of vitamin D supplementation. So I did it. Vitamin D from sunlight? No problem. It's amazing, it's wonderful, should always be your first choice. Because it's not only about D, you get a whole package. But that's another topic. If you want me to cover it, write it down in the comments. I swear I'll do it. But first, follow for more. However, if you live in a climate where winter erases the sun, or worse, where sun is more of a rumor than a reality, you have a problem. And if that is your reality, you definitely need to get your vitamin D levels sorted out. But there's always a but. Too much vitamin D from supplements can kick your ass. If the downsides of a vitamin D overdose aren't just theoretical, they are well documented and can include hypercalcemia, kidney issues, bone pain, and weakness. I covered that topic already in my shorts. And if you want to get the full picture, check out my wholesome blog post about it, where I explain why this phenomenon occurs and what you can do about it, which cofactors you need to avoid problems. It's for free! But Iggy, you are not the doctor, right? Luckily not. So I can actually help you with these things. Finally, let's get into soft tissue calcification. Soft tissue calcification refers to the deposition of calcium salts in non-bony tissue, such as the skin, muscles, tendons, arteries, or organs. These calcifications have various causes and are divided into two main categories: dystrophic and metastatic. We're going to focus on metastatic right here, right now. Metastatic calcification occurs due to an increased level of calcium in the blood. But why does calcium deposit and cannot be properly utilized? Hypercalcemia, nutrient deficiencies due to digestive problems. This topic is often oversimplified online by coaches, practitioners, or wannabes. Usually it's said weak stomach acid, calcification. Weak intestines or missing nutrients for absorption, calcification. Missing nutrients for transport, calcification. But this representation is illogical, overly simplified, and simply not true, because many scenarios can arise as all processes influence each other. So what is really going on here? If digestion and absorption and transport are not functioning properly due to weak organs or missing nutrients, not only calcium, but all nutrients are not properly processed and absorbed. This means most calcium is excreted via urine or stool. But which nutrients are important for calcium absorption? Zinc and B vitamins, especially B1, B6, 12, and folic acid, promote stomach acid production. Magnesium helps activate vitamin D and regulate calcium absorption. Vitamin D ensures calcium is absorbed from the intestines into the blood. So if calcium is not absorbed, the body excretes it, meaning calcification do not occur directly. But there's always a but. Long-term calcium deficiency can cause the body to draw calcium from the bones, which may later indirectly lead to calcification. If some calcium is still absorbed and key nutrients are missing for transport and utilization, calcium can deposit in the wrong places. Possible mechanisms: vitamin K2 deficiency. Calcium is absorbed into the blood, but not properly directed into the bones. Instead, it can deposit in soft tissues. Magnesium deficiency. Magnesium ensures calcium stays in dissolved form and properly enters the cells. Without magnesium, calcium levels in the blood can rise leading to soft tissue calcification. Vitamin A deficiency regulates the activity of osteoblasts and osteoclasts, affects calcium distribution, affects hormone production, supports thyroid, adrenal glands, and parathyroid hormones. The consequences: calcium is not properly incorporated into bones, for example. Bones become weaker, osteoporosis risk increases. Another one, excess calcium remains in the blood and can deposit in soft tissues. Boron deficiency. Boron helps keep calcium in the bones, prevent excessive calcium excretion through the kidneys, regulate vitamin D and magnesium balance. Consequences: calcium is stored less effectively in the bones. Magnesium levels decrease. This can further increase calcification. Excess calcium in the blood, again, deposits in soft tissues. Next one, amino acid deficiency, aka missing transport proteins. Amino acids are the building blocks of proteins and enzymes that regulate calcium transport and metabolism. Especially important, lysine and proline, arginine and glycine, glutamic acid and aspartate. Consequences: the body cannot produce enough transport proteins. Calcium remains unused in the blood and can deposit in soft tissue, weak connective tissue, and bones. All this can contribute to calcification. All those processes are interdependent and can influence each other, which leads us to the next following problems. Because the scenarios I just explained can cause the following ones. Overactive parathyroid glands. They regulate calcium levels in the blood by producing PTH, parathyroid hormones. In the case of an overactive parathyroid, too much PTH is released, which leads to increased calcium levels in the blood. As a result, calcium is released from the bones and increasingly absorbed through the kidneys, which can lead to calcium deposits in soft tissues. Next, again, the classic, vitamin D overdose through supplements. Vitamin D promotes calcium absorption from the intestines and regulates calcium phosphate balance. An overdose of vitamin D leads to hypercalcemia, increased calcium levels in the blood, which can again lead to calcification. Next, adrenal fatigue. The adrenal glands produce cortisol, aldosterone, and other hormones that regulate mineral balance. In cases of adrenal fatigue due to stress, for example, electrolyte imbalances can occur, particularly sodium and potassium imbalances. And we all know how destructive stress can be. We are all stressed. When aldosterone is low, the body loses magnesium through urine, leading to a magnesium and calcium imbalance. Chronic stress increases cortisol. High cortisol lowers magnesium. When magnesium is increasingly lost, calcium can no longer exist in dissolved form and may deposit in soft tissues. Another classic. There is no way to escape toxins, fluoride, excess acids, lead, cadmium, sugars in this world. Calcium helps neutralize and excrete these substances. If you have a calcium deficiency, your body is taking calcium out of the bones to neutralize those substances and detoxify the body. If there is an imbalance in the body, such as insufficient calcium cofactors or weak detoxification organs, calcium may deposit elsewhere, even in soft tissues. First, read my blog post on my webpage. There I explain exactly how to get the vitamin D issue under control. But Iggy, what about the rest? You mentioned so many different problems and scenarios. I'm scared. Friends, don't worry. Iguru is here to help you. But not in this video, it would be too much. Chill. You're not even listening properly anymore. The video is already too long. Okay. Here's a short version. Vitamin K2, magnesium, vitamin D, vitamin A, boron. Avoid excess calcium, sugar, and processed foods. Dissolve calcification, improve detoxification, and blood circulation. Silicon, regular exercise, sauna, and alkaline baths and more. In the next video, I will tell you exactly how to prevent soft tissue calcification and even how to reverse it if already present. And now, follow for more.